Network Entertainment.
Parang nawala yung power eh. Parang nawala yung control. Nirelinquish ko siya to someone else just because I needed that validation or I needed that love, ganyan. So sabi ko, very important din pala talaga to have these parents with me as I grew up. And so, naging ano ko rin na when I have a family of my own, yan. Sorry naman. When I
It's
get to
okay.
have a family of my own, talagang I would be there for them. So, yun yung naging ano ko rin.
Wow.
And siguro yun din yung naging mission with Telework PH na you don't have to leave the Philippines. You don't have to go abroad to get, income for your families. You can just stay here and then let the people na lang para outsource to us kasi we're very good at speaking English. We can deliver not just in the Philippines but also, be a champion across the world kasi wala nang barriers ngayon eh. Dati parang I think the internet has been an equalizer for everybody.
Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! Life is full of challenges and circumstances we cannot change, making it seem hopeless sometimes. But even if we can't control what happens to us, we can control our minds and the stories we tell ourselves about the struggles that we face. No matter what life throws our way, it is how we perceive these trials and how we respond to them that determines our destiny. Our guest today is a living example of how strategic mindset shifts can propel us to heights we might never have dreamed of. The daughter of a seaman and a sari-sari store owner in Bulacan, this nursing graduate came from humble beginnings, then faced blow after blow, including early parenthood, an abusive relationship, and financial turmoil. Yet, through her resilience and ability to overcome the odds and adversities, she not only built, then rebuilt her company from the brink of bankruptcy, but also emerged as a powerhouse entrepreneur and advocate for women empowerment in the tech industry. Today, she's the president and CEO of Telework PH Outsourcing Solutions Inc. and has provided exceptional service globally while creating jobs and opportunities in her hometown. She's also a sought-after consultant, mentor, and speaker, has been the subject of a movie about her inspiring life called Miss Provinciana, which is about to be released next year. Please welcome Miss Marge Aviso.
Thank you so much
Hi,
for
Marge.
having me. So grateful to be here and honored. And I'm really happy to be sharing, some stories about me
Yes, thank
to
you
our
for
audience.
coming all the way from Bulacan.
Of course. It's Mirza, so
Yes,
that's why.
So how are you today? What's new with you?
I'm good. I'm good. So just yesterday, I received the award for the World Summit Excellence
my
for
gosh.
leadership in ICT. Really honored and grateful for that. And so many things have been going on at Telework PH. So, like you mentioned, we're still working on the film, and hopefully by March of next year, we'll be officially launching it. The premiere night, of course, and some accolades that I received for especially the top 30 LinkedIn
Oh my
leadership
gosh,
in LinkedIn.
congratulations.
Thank you so much, and a lot of partnerships with the ICT. Still continuing our mission to provide trainings for
Right.
people outside of Manila.
Right. For the benefit of the listeners, what is ICT?
ICT is Information and Communications Technology.
Oh, okay. For the benefit of me. Okay, before we rewind and go back in time to share your inspiring story, tell us about how it's going as a CEO and mother of three and being responsible for thousands of Filipinos, specifically Bulacanos, and their
Mhm.
livelihoods.
It's crazy. It sure is. But you're right. When we were talking earlier, it requires a village to become this successful. I mean,
Right.
I am where I am right now because of the people that surrounded me. And if you're going to look at the supporting people that surrounds me, they are always as much as giving the same energy that I'm giving into the work that I'm putting right now. So my husband, of course, my family, my team, my colleagues at Telework PH, they've always been very supportive, and as well as the partners, mentors, that have been surrounding me. Um, as a CEO, of course, there are lots of things going on. There's always, issues to resolve. But at the end of the day, we always think about our mission, the deep why that we are always pursuing in this endeavor. Um, there I always look back and reflect on why I started a BPO instead of like pursuing another business. I
Right,
mean,
right.
it could have been simpler. Because when you think about a BPO is a corporate, so it could have been a different business na mas simple. But then um I always look back to that day that Filipinos would be amongst the owners of BPOs, because there has been stigma. I guess it's still happening these days na BPOs are always owned by foreign companies
Right,
only,
right,
right?
right.
And very rarely that Filipinos become the CEO running the corporation. And yet, the people that support the company are Filipinos,
Right,
right?
right.
So, sabi ko, why do we allow ourselves to be marketed
Mm-mm.
offshore,
Right,
but our leaders are foreign?
right,
It's not something that I see, it's not bad. It's not
right,
something
right,
negative, but then maybe, we can do better than being employed, you
right.
know.
Wow, amazing.
Mm.
And I love that your mission is so um, prevalent in all your materials. The mission is to end poverty. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. This is of course in line with the mission at the United Nations, because I'm also one of the women participating, supporting these sustainable goals. So ending poverty in our own little ways. I guess we try as much to become heroes. Na parang we think about saving the world, but one step at a time, just being an inspiration that to that person that you think has lots of potential. Doon ako na-excite na parang
Uh,
this young man or this young woman is not seeing the potential that she or he can get, and yet you are that light that could push that person. And I guess I see this amongst young people, kasi yung workforce namin in telework, sobrang young, and they still have lots of parang energies. They can still learn so much, and when I see them that they're sticking to being complacent or being satisfied na ganito na lang siguro ako,
mm-mm, mm-mm.
parang nasasayangan ako, kaya sana I could still push these people, and by providing them opportunities, upskilling, learnings. Nakakatuwa lang, just recently we lost an account, a client, and for a reason na hindi naman kami nagpa-perform, but it's because of economic reasons. So I had to think of a way where these people could still flourish even if nasa floating status na sila, wala na silang work. So we decided we provide them upskilling and trainings, and some of them have pursued that path. So sabi ko,
Wow.
I couldn't, I mean, it's very easy to say, okay, everyone goes on floating status, ano muna, wala mo ng work. It's very easy to put them on that way, but again, what's your purpose here? Bakit do you just employ them for employment reason, or you want to empower them to continue pursuing even if they're no longer with telework? So the training comes with it, and then they take that with them, and even if they're working from home now or somewhere else, they have that knowledge, their skills to still thrive as a human being. So I guess dun talaga yung pinanggagalingan
Wow.
nung end of poverty na yan. It's
Uh-uh.
much more than just providing opportunities, but really making them as capable individuals, because they are.
Wow. I'm excited by your excitement and you're giving me hope. And I think what will really give everyone hope is if you tell us, in a nutshell, your maalaala mo kayang kwentong buhay. Sige, umpisahan natin yan
Mm.
from the start.
So I'm a nurse by profession. And growing up, my father is a seafarer. He's a cook. So I mean, I could only remember a few moments na
Mhm.
we're together. So when I graduated from nursing or from college, they told me na, oh, you should also work abroad. So ganun na yung
Oo,
mindset in the
ganun na yung
family na
mindset.
parang you would become successful or you would get richer by going abroad and working abroad. So sabi ko, but why? I don't want to. Parang I'm the type of person that would challenge the norms na parang
Right.
why would you ask me to do something na I feel like I can thrive here? I mean, I can stay here, be with my family and still work, make it work. So even if I graduated from nursing and a licensed nurse at that, I still pursued something that would give enough income for my family. So nag-start ako sa BPO.
Okay.
Doon ako nag-start. And my mother, on the other hand, yeah, she's running a sari-sari store. So growing up then, very involved din sa communications with
Right,
customers.
right.
And then I see her na inventory, budget. Parang I saw how hard it was to run a very simple business. And yet, doon pa rin ako napunta after dun sa BPO
Right, right.
stint ko. But, here's the thing that some people would parang take granted na what they learned from corporate or during their early days have primed them to become that person they're about to be. So I really give a lot of gratitude dun sa early beginnings ko na yan, and to the mentors, sa mga team leaders and
Oo.
operations managers that I worked with in the BPO industry, because then I learned the ins and outs in a very parang it's not parang hindi naman siya directly na ituro sa akin, but I was able to somehow grasp. And so when I started, so after dun sa BPO ko, I started working from home. But the BPO itself didn't come without challenges.
Right, right.
Pero yung greatest challenge during that time was my abusive relationship of 7 years. People really come into our lives to teach us something, right?
Wow. And what was that lesson that you learned the
Um,
hard way?
yeah, parang I guess at that time kasi when I was, I guess looking back right now, naintindihan ko na rin yung childhood ko na growing up without a father. Siguro,
Oh, that's okay.
I mean, not without a father, but like hindi laging nandyan. So when
Right,
I
right,
asked
right.
for parang how do I deal with this? Ganyan. And my mom naman kasi sobrang strict. I couldn't open up to her so much. So parang I kept it all by myself. That's why siguro, I guess siguro nga I engaged with I engaged in a relationship as early as
Right.
19 years old. I got pregnant, ganyan. And I never understood na nagagaslight na ganyan. So
Oo.
yung mga
Wala pa yung mga terms na gano'n.
yes. So
Oo.
parang sabi ko, pang Gen Z lang ba yung mga term na gaslight? Kasi hindi ko siya naintindihan na ginagaslight na pala siya, na pala
Right.
ako na parang I was made to believe in those words, in it became my reality na parang, oh, you're not good enough, or I'm called names.
Right.
And sabi ko, ganun siguro talaga ako.
Oh my gosh.
Until siguro such time na you get to hit rock bottom na parang I go to work tapos lasing ako. Nagse-self-destruct. Sabi ko, baka hindi naman talaga ito yung para sa akin, or I mean, hindi siguro dapat ako ganito, until yung mga friends ko parang hindi na sila, parang distant na sila sa akin. So sabi ko, so wala na akong friends. Tapos ganito ba yung buhay ko? Parang ano ba yung what is it there for me to carry on, parang ganun. And fortunately, my sister invited me to this seminar. So siguro yun yung pinaka pivotal moment eh. It's can I say?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a PSI seminar.
Okay.
And grabe, ayoko pang pumunta. Nung time na ilang beses niya ako ni-invite, sabi ko, ayokong pumunta, ganyan. I don't want to be around people, ganyan. Tapos parang it's usually for corporate lang, ganyan. And that's where I understood why these are happening to me, and those things that I'm going through are things that distracts myself. I mean, parang I'm purposely distracting myself. Parang I'm allowing myself um to be thorn, to be in a negative place, to be in a very bad situation. So, parang nawala yung power eh. Parang nawala yung control. Nirelinquish ko siya to someone else just because I needed that validation or I needed that love, ganyan. So, sabi ko, very important din pala talaga to have these parents with me as I grew up. And so, naging ano ko rin na when I have a family of my own, yan. Sorry naman. When I
It's
get to
okay.
have a family of my own, talagang I would be there for them. So, yun yung naging ano ko rin.
Wow.
And siguro yun din yung naging mission with Telework PH na you don't have to leave the Philippines. You don't have to go abroad to get, income for your families. You can just stay here and then let the people na lang para outsource to us kasi we're very good at speaking English. We can deliver not just in the Philippines but also, be a champion across the world kasi wala nang barriers ngayon eh. Dati parang I think the internet has been an equalizer for everybody. So like anyone across the world can work for someone across the globe. So ganun na siya. And so yun.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Marge, for showing your vulnerability and sharing your story. And I'm sure a lot of listeners will be able to resonate with what you said. But
Thank you.
I haven't heard of a more intense and meaningful why than the why that you just shared. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Right. And so after PSI, what
Mm-mm.
happened?
So after PSI, I was about 25 years old. Hindi pa siya nag-stick sa akin. But I realized parang subconsciously, I'm already like saving myself from it. And around 27 years old, I decided na this is, things has got to change, I have to leave my job and I transitioned to freelancing. A friend of mine offered the opportunity to work from home. So sabi ko, oh, okay, this might be my chance to be with my kids. So I decided to work from home. And at that time then, I decided to end the relationship.
Wow.
I
Oh my gosh.
I walked out of it. It tagal no, 7 years na courage na parang gusto mong makawala, hindi mo alam kung paano makawala. I think a lot could resonate.
Definitely.
Yes. Kasi ang daming factors like parents mo, anong sasabihin ng ibang tao, paano yung
Or ang tagal
bata.
niyo na, sayang naman. Pero
Yan.
actually, hindi sayang.
Exactly. Oo. Parang para sa akin yung totoo talaga yung when you lose someone and it became peaceful for you, that's real peace kasi talagang it's not being sad about the loss. So yeah, and then when I worked from home, so sabi ko, okay, I'm all by myself. I gotta raise my kid. Parang sige, I have to really find ways to get more income. And the freelancing has made it possible for me to get many clients at a time. And sabi ko nga nung time na yun, I wasn't looking for someone to fill the role, but that also gave me an opportunity to meet my now partner, si Lynn.
Yes. Hi.
Yes. And the freelance, the online work from home also didn't come without challenges. So may mga, andyan na yung, we cannot separate the boundaries of working and family and, your personal self. Kasi parang nandun na yung confines nung work. Nandun na rin yung home mo. So pag stressful, I remember this very same question from a participant while I was attending a DICT event. Sabi niya, na-associate na niya yung bahay with stress because
my
every
gosh.
time she logs in for work, yung client niya is very stressful. So sabi ko, oh my gosh, this is really something na we need to understand it's not easy. It definitely is not easy. So lahat ng, I think it came to a point na 7 yung clients ko, pinagja-juggle ko at the same time. Tapos, yes, kumikita ka nga. Ito yung age na marami kang income, marami kang energy, but then wala kang freedom.
Oo nga.
Hindi ka makalabas, hindi ka hindi mo man lang ma-enjoy yung kinikita mong pera. So again, I came to that crossroad na parang, wait, this is not the life I signed up for. Bakit kailangan parang, ano na lang ba, forever na lang ba ako, trabaho ng trabaho ng trabaho. And then I said, there must be some sort of continuity here na to the point na parang pwede ko na siya ipamana or pwedeng hindi na ako yung taong involved in that. And that's where I looked into entrepreneurship na parang hindi na ito solo business or solopreneurship but it could actually transition into becoming a business. And so dun ko inaral how I can start Telework PH. That's somewhere in 2015. It started with a team of 30 people. And everybody's working from home, so wala pa kami masyadong gastos. But then, yung client, biglang, I can hear roosters
Ito na
in
yung
the
mga
back.
manok.
Yeah! I can hear roosters in the background while they're making phone calls. And I can hear the children running. And customers are complaining. And then he said, it's either you move to an office or you all lose your jobs.
Oh my gosh.
So sabi ko parang hindi siya choice. Parang hindi siya option. Parang I gotta do something about it. Pero I can already feel it na parang somehow it's going to be a problem. Kasi as your team is growing, obviously mas maraming uncontrollable factors. As much as you'd like to reprimand them na, oh, walang maingay, you have to have your own room. Ang hirap dito sa Pilipinas.
Patayin ng mga manok.
I-adobo yan. Ang hirap dito sa Pilipinas,
Oo.
tight-knit kasi tayo. And
Or minsan may tricycle sounds,
right.
diba?
Oo, yun. Yung mga motor na dumadaan na minsan gusto mong i-soundproof pero wala ka rin pang soundproof.
Oo.
Mga ganyan, maraming reasons. And then yung internet na nawawala-wala. So sabi ko, okay. I spoke with Lynn, sabi ko, kailangan nating parang yung savings na naipon natin, kailangan na nating isugal into putting up an office. So we started a very small one. And then right after, sinabi namin sa client na, okay, ready na kami, magkakaroon na ng office. Binabaan naman yung rates.
Oh my gosh.
Sabi ko,
Kainis.
nakatuos na to eh.
Oo.
Ano na nga halos hindi na nga profitable. Parang break even para lang magkaroon ng trabaho yung mga tao. I wasn't really after kasi alam ko yung stress ng business. Kasi nga yung mom ko nakita ko. Sabi ko, as much as possible, hindi ako magbi-business, okay? Di ba parang may ganun eh. Parang ayokong gawin niya, ayoko. Pero
So
yung
you were doing it for the people and not even for yourself.
Yes. When I talked with them, sabi ko, okay, we were at the brink of actually losing this client. You know, I would rather everyone get their jobs. I'm not even after the income anymore. I want you all to continue putting food on the table. So, doon pa lang parang sabi ko, okay, I was so ready to, and then binabaan pa yung rate. So sabi ko, so saan na lang tayo mag-ooperate dito? Bahala na. And God was so grabe yung grace and blessings na sinugal namin, and yet we were able to still look for other clients to sustain the income, and the people, hindi sila umalis.
Wow.
Yun talaga eh. I think yung power ng outsourcing is in the people talaga, in the talents. And if you nourish them, and if you actually show your intentions na pure and you want them to stay, they will stay eh. So kaya I think yung retention rate namin sa province din kasi very tight-knit yung mga family. So ang ganda ng performance ng telework at that. So ayun, so far pagdating doon, yun yung mga naging challenges ko transitioning to putting up the BPO.
Okay. And then in how many years, paano siya naging...
So from 2015, we started, and then we registered in 2018. And then, so now, 2023, we have about 1,200 heads
Right.
working at Telework. So we started with 300, we started with 50, 300, and talagang 700. Nung 700 na kami, doon naman nag-hit yung pandemic.
Okay.
So this is challenge number 3.
Wala pa yung muntik na mabankrupt?
Yun na yun.
Okay.
Napapunta na kami dun sa
sige.
So yung sa may pandemic naman, I think ito naman yung nainis ako sa sarili ko kasi I'm a nurse. So pag sinabing pandemic kasi long term yan. Pero I was so optimist na parang
Oo.
inisip ko, sandali lang to, sandali
Oo,
lang
lahat
to.
naman tayo.
We
Oo.
wanna think that way eh.
Right.
And then, wow, lo and behold, 2 years, tumagal. So sabi ko, gosh, yung cash flow is very easily draining. And then, that client terminated the contract kasi nga economically, hindi rin nila kaya. So, nabawasan kami ng revenue streams. And then, dun lumabas yung mga cash flow issues. Right when everything is dwindling down, parang dun lumabas yung, may mga funds pala na nagagamit for other
Oh my
reasons.
gosh.
May mga funds pala na nanakaw na hindi na monitor. And at that time kasi wala pa kaming CFO, I was doing all the work. But it's not even an excuse. Pero yun talaga yung mga moments na ito yung biggest learning ko, I guess, when it comes to business since I'm from a nursing background. Yes, I know psychology. I know how to deal with people. I know how to, I'm very good at that. But when it comes to yung financial side naman ng running of a business, doon naman kami nagkaroon ng mga problema. So I had to learn cash flow myself. I have to learn, even reading financial statements. Sabi ko, inaasa ko lang sa accountants. Pero tama eh. If you don't know how to read that or if you don't know how to look at your financials, mananakawan ka
Pwede
talaga
kang
eh.
lokohin.
Oo, pwede kang lokohin. So sabi ko, okay, I have to deal with this now. Kahit ayoko. Hindi kasi ako ma-numbers na person. Pero okay, I was left to doing this. And I've learned so much from that. And in fact, I made a talk sa Payoneer. It's a financial company na talking about cash flow and how you could, ensure that you're having inflow of cash into your business. And then during that time na we almost filed, we came to a point na we almost filed for bankruptcy kasi nga we no longer have cash to sustain. And on top of that, may mga loans pa kami.
Anong year na to?
This is around 2019, 2020.
Okay.
2020. 2020, 2021. Ang daming loans, may investor kami who's running after his investments. Na-realize ko nga na ang investors pala, they don't really care about the reasons.
Right.
They don't really care about the drama. They just want their money back. But when it comes to, when shit hits the fan. And sabi ko, okay, so this is how it looks like. I have to prepare piles of reports. Pinicturean ko yun. I can remember that day. Ganyan siya kakapal. Kasi he doesn't trust our sheets, our Excel sheets. So I had to present the report na authentic, na tama yung numbers that we came with. Pinicturean ko yung sabi ko, I will remember this day na hindi na ako mag-i-invite ng investor na ganito. And as well, we had to file a case dun sa HR namin na apparently the funds were not being deposited to the right payments. And a lot of learnings na may kailangan kaming tanggalin sa board. So many difficult decisions and difficult conversations na if you're not courageous enough, andaling mag-quit eh. Parang, grabe naman to Lord, when it rains, it pours.
Sunod-sunod.
Sunod-sunod
But
naman
you
talaga.
didn't quit and then naitawid mo rin.
Naitawid naman, awa ng Diyos. And everyday na lang parang, sige, get by each day. Tama yun eh, get by each day. Parang,
So
try to
baby
live.
steps.
Yes. Try to live even if you feel like wala ka ng... I remember yung wala kaming pampasahod at that time and I was taking out loans from so many financial institutions. I tried one time until the 8th time. I'm still hoping kahit na decline. And then on the 8th time, sabi ko, sige nga, itry ko pa nga. Pumasok!
Oh my gosh.
Na-approve!
Paano kung nag-give up ka na sa pang-5,
Exactly,
diba?
diba? Ano kung pang-7, ayoko na nga. Pero something is pushing me, still try. On the 8th time, biglang pumasok. Sabi ko, oh my God, may papasweldo na tayo. Hindi ko alam kung saan
Grabe.
kukunin. Kasi even all the stockholders, they've given everything that they have. So sabi ko, these are miracles. Parang wala nang intervention wala nang intervention dito eh. Parang everything that's happening to me right now are just merely miracles. And that's where I got to learn about God. Kasi I was a very scientific person,
Right,
evidence-based.
right.
So, yeah, those were...
Hey, what took you so long? I got lost. Huh? I got lost inside the mind of a genius. What? Can you imagine being at the center of 16 billion Da Vinci paintings through AI? It's like seeing what's inside Da Vinci's mind. The paintings are around you and above you and right through you. Oh, I can't explain it. The whole experience is trippy and wild and seriously amazing. You have to see it for yourself. Check out BGC Immersive Presents Wisdom of Da Vinci, a celebration of art, light, and technology. Get lost inside the mind of a genius. Use the code You Can Do This 150 to get a special discount when booking your tickets at bgcimmersive.com.
Yes. But you were also helping yourself. That's why.
Exactly. Yes.
Right, right. I love how the running theme of your life is you'll encounter something and you'll say, this cannot go on. This has to change, which is our topic for today, right? So, why is it important for everyone listening to not just accept or hindi dapat tanggapin na lang na ganyan, wala tayong magagawa, but challenge it and then change our thinking, change our approach to it. Bakit importante?
That's a very good question. Kasi I think when people, I mean, not everyone is privileged. I guess it's not even a privilege, but you have to understand yourself so much. There's so much, a lot of self-awareness that has to come with it. Na you are a child of God, that you are capable, that these resources are also given to you, very much like how everything is. Alam mo yung mga mayayaman, they're not mayayaman just because they came from rich families, but they pursued because the resources that's given to us is the same, pretty much the same to everyone. When you truly understand that, you will seize it
Right.
So parang nakakahinayang na you are stopping yourself from being that person or the potentials that you have just because dinidiktahan ka ng ibang tao or you're going through this thing. But when you understand, that's a lot of self-awareness right there to seize that opportunity.
What is usually the thing that people are not aware of? Let's say, sobrang hirap ka and then yung kakilala mo, sobrang yaman. How will you even think na pare-pareho lang? Diba? It's easy to say, mayaman kayo, di hanggang dito na lang ako.
Tama, we are being shaped by the beliefs. Definitely of the people around us, especially our parents, na yun nga, katulad sa akin na I was shaped in the belief na you can only get rich when you go abroad. So very much like how people, you can see na parang pag mayaman, alam mo yun, masama ugali niya. Kasi usually ganun yung parang siguro kaya yumaman yan kasi dinaan sa daya.
Mga connection,
Oo,
diba?
sa mga connections or baka dahil rich yung parents, ganyan. Pero yung mga self-made na stories na hindi pa naririnig ng karamihan, dun mo sabi nga nila, when you understood the kind of what that person had gone through, hindi ka mai-intimidate, mai-inspire ka
Tama.
na kaya mo rin.
Ano yung na-encounter mo na usual perceptions or even self-beliefs about and by people from the province, di ba? Parang you were also very stubborn about, hindi, sa Bulacan ako magtatayo. Ano yung mga na-encounter mong beliefs or attitudes ng mga tao?
I think yung most common is yung access to education. Kasi it's still happening na kapag graduate ka ng DLSU or UP, priority ka sa application. So pag nakita nila, ano to, Bulacan State University, ganyan. Wait, dyan ka muna. Second choice ka.
Right.
I think it's still happening Kaya sabi ko, there is this feeling na mga paggaling ka ng probinsya, you don't have that equal access dun sa mga nag-work sa metro, or that you have lesser knowledge, lesser skills, parang ganyan. So sabi ko nga dun sa film, parang we have to break through that barrier kasi now everything is accessible. Even, it's a matter of knowing what right information you need to know para maging as competent or even greater.
Right.
Not just in not just in comparison with people in Manila, but all over the Philippines, all over the globe.
Right, right.
Mm.
And did you have to convince some of the people in Bulacan themselves to overcome that self-belief?
Absolutely, oo, ang dami. Like for instance, yung mga even yung sa mga small instances na they wanted to apply for a higher
Mm-mm.
sa career ladder, we have to parang hindi sa akin manggagaling yung awareness na they can do it, but it has to come from them, and I have to make them realize yung potential na meron at a very young age. So maraming ganon, even yung mga feeling nila they don't have background, kasi hindi na uso ngayon yung for instance mag-a-apply ka sa tech but
Mm-mm.
your knowledge is about mass comm or you
Mm-mm.
graduated
Right,
as a
right, right.
nurse. Diba? Hindi na eh. Parang anyone can learn coding these days. So,
True.
yeah, diba? So you
Oo.
can do it. It's a matter of really learning and
Right.
how persistent you are to changing that.
Right. Ako naman baliktad. I was a computer programmer na
Mm.
naging model.
Wow.
So, hindi na prerequisite para, di ba?
Yes.
Parang whatever you wanna be, you can
Mm-mm.
be,
Mm-mm.
right?
It's so
The
true.
possibilities are limitless. And speaking
Exactly.
about limitless possibilities, I have a suggestion before the holidays come in about how you can experience limitless possibilities of the mind. Have you been to Wisdom of Da Vinci? It's
Mm.
an AI generated artwork and live music immersive experience at BGC Immersive. It's a 45-minute show that runs daily till December 2023 at 1 Bonifacio High Street. So imagine this, a fusion of 16 billion AI generated artworks, live music, and trippy light work. So multi-sensory immersive
Mm-mm.
experience siya. You'll know how it feels to get lost inside the mind of a genius, which is
Oh
Da
my
Vinci.
gosh.
So
I would love to be
imagine,
there.
di ba? Imagine parang that surrounding surreal experience. And
Yes.
then just to see yung limitless capabilities ng mind ni Da Vinci.
Mm-mm.
Now we can apply to ourselves. So,
Wow.
yan, if you get the chance, BGC Immersive runs daily at 1 Bonifacio High Street. So get your tickets now at bgcimmersive.com. So back to the tips of Miss Marge. So you are generously gonna share your top 5 mindset shifts that took you from 0 to CEO.
Yes.
Masterclass ito. So take notes.
Yes. So for the first mindset shift, from trying to be like someone else or pleasing people you love and allowing them to dictate your identity, do not conform to the pattern of this world.
Wow.
The quickest way to kill your dream is not by quitting, but by trying to be someone else you're not.
Wow. Did you ever experience this? Were you trying to be, I guess you're trying to be a nurse because that's what they told you to do.
Yes, that's one. But recently in my journey, because I'm looking at other CEOs, it's not,
Right.
I mean, it's not wrong to follow and like emulate them and see how they're doing, because you want to go where they are right now, diba?
Right.
Yun yung advice nila na parang if you want to be like someone, follow them, ganyan. It's okay to do that, but then remember your self identity, kasi sometimes you associate na parang I just wanted to be like, for example sa akin personally, I was following Glenda de la Cruz.
Okay.
And then sabi ko, grabe naman, nakaka-drain naman to si Glenda, kasi ang ano niya, ang sipag niya, mayat maya nandito sa ganito, sa ganyan. Tapos I felt like, sabi ko, parang hindi na ako masaya maging CEO kung ganito pala yung gagawin ko. And then I started, hindi naman sa ano, pero I unfollowed her just because I want to focus again back to how I want to be as a CEO. Kaya I wanted to be branded as unconventional kasi I don't want to follow. Kasi sabi nila, when you pagpasok mo ng office, kailangan naka-formal attire. Kasi when I go to the office, naka-ano lang, hoodie, ganyan. Alam yung mga typical na programmers, developers. Kasi nga, technology yung yung business eh. So sabi ko, I want to be relatable to the employees.
Right.
And still be able to do the work. Parang I would be ready to roll my sleeves and do the dirty work.
Okay, great. So not just mindset, but fashion.
Yeah.
Workplace fashion.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then for number 2, from someone who has been a victim of the extremes of contradictions, medyo malalim to striking the reality, which is a balance between contradictions. Kasi, you know how we say life is a paradox, right? Parang example nito is the more you know, the more you learn, the more that you realize you don't know a lot.
Yes.
So I've been into some decision makings na parang feeling ko I'm at the height of my emotions. I'm so happy, and then I make this decision. It's wrong. Oftentimes it's wrong. And then when I'm also at the very sad part, saddest part of my life, and then I make a decision, it's also the wrong decision. So you gotta strike that balance in between both worlds. Na you know you are rational, and at the same time you understood what are the consequences, the risks. So medyo, I guess, when you're starting out in the entrepreneurship from zero to being a CEO of your own, mahirap pa siyang i-grasp kasi like I follow some like Steve, um and then even Bill Gates, yan, mga very well known people in the business. They do provide some advice na parang bakit parang ang hirap intindihin ito, pero you will understand that along the journey na you have to let time pass before you make a decision. Kasi you'll understand, like for example, another paradox is the more choices you have, the harder it is to make a choice.
Right.
So ganun you have to be able to, parang may 75% you have to stop looking at
Okay.
other choices, and you gotta make a decision at that
Right.
time.
Right.
So may mga ganong instances.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Wow. Okay. What's the next one?
Next, number 3 is, ayan, nag-close na yung phone ko.
Sige.
So from someone who adores the luxurious CEO lifestyle to practicing mindful minimalism,
Oh.
humility, and saying no
Okay,
to a lot of
yan.
things.
Kasi parang ang common belief, kailangan magarbo ang mga designer,
Mm-mm.
accessories.
Exactly. Naalala ko nung pumunta ako sa Singapore, and then the immigration was like, so you have a company? Ilan ng employees mo? Parang hindi sila naniniwala kasi I was just wearing sneakers and very very simple lang yung
Right.
attire ko. And I think a lot of youngsters out there na parang nakikita nila, wow, ang bongga naman ni Glenda, ganyan. Bongga naman ng CEO na to. But a lot of investors as well are looking at those lifestyle ng CEO kasi you have to understand na these are being funded by some other people, especially if you're like me na I'm we started from really savings and we don't have investors right now. You will understand the value of money, and so instead of putting it into luxurious things, you might as well reinvest that into the business or the upskilling, the training. I guess yun yung pinaka-luxury para sa akin, books that I read, podcasts like this one. It'll really help you with your personal growth. Mentorship, leaders like you na, aiming to help people with confidence and, how to navigate life and being healthy with well-being in your mental health. Yun yung mga i-invest nyo para sa sarili nyo, and instead of the bags. Kasi yun yung nakikita nila na parang luxurious lifestyle.
So invest in your internal self rather
Right.
than the exterior.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Because how much is one designer bag?
Exactly,
Diba?
right?
It can fund your further education or, diba?
Yes, oo. Parang
Okay.
nakakahinayang. And then baka masira, manakaw pa, ganyan. But education and skills training, those can be taken from you.
So
Those
hindi
are
ka
real wealth.
ma-shopping?
I would say yes, no. hindi masyado ma-shopping. Pero I would want to always parang convince my partner to buy me things.
Okay. Sa kanya na lang.
Siya na lang.
Okay.
Ayan. And then the fourth one is from someone scientific and evidence-based. I've learned to become faithful kay God during those challenging times. Na sabi ko nga, these are really miracles eh. I mean, sometimes there are things in life na feeling mo wala ka ng control, and ako kasi I'm a controller. I want to take control of my life, but then His plans are greater, and lagi kong sinasabi na I can set goals for the company, but if it's not for you, you have to understand na yes, you can strive to be, to achieve this and achieve that. Pero when you can see na things are not going your way, maybe you have to step back a little and just notice things around you. Kasi yan yung parang sometimes we say, sige, let's go for it, no matter the odds. Yes, that's also true. But at the same time, if you're spending so much of your energy, so much na toxic na siya, baka maybe you need to step back a little kasi some divine intervention has to take place and you
Right.
will understand later why. It's actually a blessing yung mga delays, yung mga detours, and even yung mga tinatawag natin na what do you call that? Yung parang we just have to wait for it to come to fruition. Yun yung mga blessings.
Right. Is there a way to balance the two? Kasi yung ibang tao naman, inaasa na lang sa Diyos. Kasi wala namang science.
Ay, yes. Oo. Wag naman gano'n.
How do you balance it para evidence-based pa rin, pero may tiwala?
When you know for sure, for example, even when running companies, na nakikita mo ito yung data that you should go after this goal, then by all means go for it. The resources are here to support you and all that. You would just know na parang no matter how you try, even if you already have the resources, the means, the mentors, may stop eh. Malalaman mo na lang siya. No matter how hard I try, it's steering me. And some people would call that moment stuck. Na-stuck sila. And when you're stuck, you take a step back eh. You look it from a perspective na what's going on here. Parang, wait, should I detour or something? And sometimes just merely stopping and waiting is actually productive. Sometimes they think na, ay, wala na akong ginagawa, nag-stop ako, nagpahinga ako. But it's actually productive. It's part of the process to delay you. And then you will realize na, okay, so yung pala yun.
Okay.
Kaya pala nangyari yun. Kasi this is the time. May proper timing and
reason
proper
pala.
season. Yes.
And then for the last tip.
And last but not least, from someone who will self-destruct to self-love. Yes. This includes health and well-being, especially for us na andaling ma-distract sa society ngayon na especially yung mga business owners na who would jump from one business to another. I think everyone can relate din yun sa mga shiny syndromes na yan. But you have to remember, if you're pursuing one direction, nandun lahat ng focus mo and your energy, that multiplies 100-fold. But as well, you have to remember na you don't attach your identity to the projects that failed. Kasi ako, may mga failures ako and I got depressed because yun nung na-file ng bankruptcy, feeling ko I'm not the right CEO. I stepped down. Nasa movie yun. I resigned. Sabi ko sa board, I don't want to do this anymore. But then, I knew for myself na someone has to, yung papalit sa akin na CEO has to love the company as much as I did. Pero wala pa kasi ako makita ng ganun, same passion and same compassion for the people. So, ako pa rin yung nagtuloy nun. Pero, if you don't prioritize yourself, even taking magnesium, exercising, yung mga ganyan, very simple. Akala mo lang na walang tulong siya sa mental health, but it helps a lot. Kasi rather than taking yung meds, which yung meds kasi didn't work for me so much. So, parang lagi akong sumusuka. Kaya lalong mas nahirapan. So, by all means, please, yung
Take care of
pag-inom,
yourself.
vices, yan, that could just leave it. It's hard to do so, but when you realize that you love yourself, and you gotta protect yourself for your loved ones, you'll invest a lot in yourself.
Wow. Take it from the CEO. So if there's only one mindset or mantra or motto or whatever that our followers can take away from today, what would that be?
Just start.
Right.
Even if it feels like parang ang hirap and against all odds, you would just know along the way the journey is what's more fruitful than the destination.
Right.
I've encountered a lot of times na pagdating ko doon sa destination, pagod na pagod ako. But I've enjoyed the journey going there. So, pag alam mong gusto mo yung ginagawa mo.
Right. Wow.
Sobrang valuable.
Right. Thank you for sharing your journey and
Thank you.
letting us get inside your mind and your heart. I'm sure you have inspired and motivated so many people who are actually at zero and have dreams of
Mhm.
becoming
It's not too late.
CEO. Yes, just start
Definitely.
now.
Just start now, yes. And
Right.
and pursue those dreams. I'm sure a lot of you, parang yung dreams nila, inano na lang nila sa back burner, but you
Uh-uh.
still pursue that kasi it's meant for you.
Right. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Marge.
much.
I really learned a lot. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit Mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.